All right, so this is the video for elaboration check number 2. This is to make sure that each of your elaboration sentences not only connects back to your main point, not only talks about your quote and talks about the theme that you've chosen, but, and this is maybe the hardest part to do well, this is the part that I think is the most challenging in the whole essay, to make sure that your elaboration sentences all talk about word choice and or tone. So I've pulled up the body paragraph from the Odyssey body paragraph from the mentor text essay to take a look at how this body paragraph does that. And I've bolded the specific parts where that happens. So if you've gone through the previous checks, you know that your main point should talk about, well, here's my example of the theme in the Odyssey. And then your quote is going to say, this is the example. This is the quote that I think proves that. Your elaboration sentence has to not only say that this is how that quote proves the theme, but it needs to talk about how specific words or the tone of your quote proves that theme. So let's look at an example. We've got a main point up here that says that never giving up is shown when Odysseus is shipwrecked, but he still finds the strength to stay calm. And then I have a quote about him getting shipwrecked. This is the part when he gets the magic scarf. It says the salt water had shrunk his belt, making it difficult to untie. He worked at it patiently until it came loose. Then he stripped off his clothes, fastened the sea nymph scarf firmly back around his waist, and began to swim. What my elaboration should do is not only show how this quote proves the theme of never giving up, but how specific words or a tone in this quote proves that theme. So what does the elaboration do? It says, well, through Lister's word choice like difficult and patiently, those are words in here, so patiently is there, difficult is there. So those specific words show that the theme is never giving up because Odysseus is completing a tedious task calmly, and it shows how his inner strength can help him persevere through difficult times. So I'm explaining how those specific words in the quote prove that the theme is never giving up. You'd have to do the same thing with your theme of home or strangers or whatever. Okay, if you look at the different examples, this one talks about specific words and how those create a specific tone, and then that tone shows the theme. This one down here just talks about the tone. It says, well, there's a tragic tone in this quote, and that quote, so this is the quote about Odysseus seeing his wife for the first time after 20 years. So that tragic tone shows how Odysseus must wait to reveal his identity to his wife, which is agonizing for him, but he's patient and has self-control, so he, again, is never giving up. So we're using the tone, we're using the words to specifically connect back to whatever theme it is we're trying to prove in our main point. So again, your theme might be home, might be strangers, might be hospitality, but you need to prove that theme using specific words and or the tone that is in the quote that you choose in your first read.